always loved relationships. I'm looking at you. Oh, who you dating? Bring this girl over. They were practically this. Hell no, you can't whoop my kids. Yes. It's on the down low, down low, down low. Hey, do you want to come along with me for this journey? I'm not in LA, even though my heart is in LA. You're so liberating. So, I used to think that relationships were they great or were they not great? And the thing is, I've always loved relationships. Romantic, not romantic, family, not family. It didn't matter because I love connections. I love connecting with people. But now that I am here where I am right now, I view it totally different. And those of you who followed me from the beginning, before I took my big break, I was divorced twice. And I have to say that each of those marriages taught me something about myself. Not about someone else, but each of those relationships taught me something. But I have to say that the greatest lesson, or the greater of those, the greater? Greater or greatest? The greatest of those lessons was the lesson that I learned now. The second divorce taught me, okay, let's backtrack a bit. I'm talking to you. We're having a conversation. So if I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at you. But I'm also looking down. If that makes sense, because I'm a thinker. I'm a writer, you guys know. But I'm thinking about things as I'm speaking. So if you're like, what's she looking at? I'm looking at my thoughts. I'm looking at my thoughts. But I'm looking at you too. So forgive me if I'm not looking directly in the camera as every other person is. I can do that. I can do that real good. But I want to be really real with you. Very authentic, very raw, very naked. Yes. Naked. Ooh, yes. I'm going to be naked with you. That's my new word from now on, because it's people who know me, I walk around my house naked. Naked. You know, because we were born naked. So why not get naked? I'll be real naked with you. And I'm backing all the way back to my first relationship. Well, it was kind of my first relationship because my parents didn't let me date. They didn't even let me date when I was 18, 19, 20, any of that. I came from a strict, well, they weren't really, I like to describe it as strict. They were strict in a sense. So I'm going to share that they were strict for girls. The guys, no, girls could come over. Oh, who you dating? Bring this girl over. They were practically sending out invitations for girls. No, they weren't. No, but like they welcomed it. They welcomed when my brothers had girlfriends or somebody liked them and all of that. They welcomed it. Girls, hell no. So I was the oldest girl, third in my family. But so I went through the harshness of it. And so I couldn't date. I couldn't even like anybody. Like if I like somebody, That booty was getting tattooed. And I got that from my brother, I have to say. Dre Styles with the used to be dreads. He had dreads and they were down here or wherever they were. But now he cut it off. I don't know if he started it back because I moved away from Los Angeles. But I'm not in LA, even though my heart is in LA with all my friends and my people and my siblings. Most of my siblings are in LA. I miss LA. I think about LA. I dream about LA. Those memories, the beautiful moments and those palm trees. Walking down Hollywood Boulevard, and it's not being what we thought it would be. That's what most people think. I just made that up on the fly. It don't even sound good, but hey, I love LA. LA is home for me, and it still has a special place in my heart. And just like Ice Cube said, people from Hollywood don't even know Hollywood. I knew LA better than natives. And that's because I got out, I did things like, you could tell me, like, you lost. I know how to get you from where you are to where you need to be. But I love LA. LA will always have my heart. And it's crazy because my grandmother loved LA. She made sure, my dad's mom, she made sure that she would take a trip every year to LA. Whatever reason she had, she went to LA. And she actually died on the way to LA, which is something in itself. So there's something about my family line that loves LA. So it's 7 of us, and I'm talking about something totally different from what I'm supposed to be talking about. 7 of us. Now it's only 3 of us that's outside of LA, but the rest of us are in LA. But anyway, back to what I was saying, and if I can get back to what I was saying. My first marriage, I got married at 20. Oh, I remember what I'm saying now. Duh. But I got married young, and my parents were strict. So the boys, oh yeah, who are you dating? Bring them over. Girls, no. You better not think about a boy. You better not look at a boy. You better not even know what a boy is. There were so many times I got a whooping, y'all. That was back in the day, when people could whip their kids. I'm pretty sure people will still whooping their kids, but it's on the low. It's on the down low, down low, down low. No, but I'm from Louisiana originally and born and raised. When I got 19, I got out of there. No, wait, no, I love LA. Louisiana. Oh, I do love LA, but I love Louisiana. That's my home. I'm proud to be from Louisiana, but I grew up in the era of in the time of whoopings, when people could whoop their kids. And it had just become a thing where you couldn't whoop your kids in public, like Martin said. You have to whoop them on the cool, get a little in, and then that's how you had to do it and go forward. So, but mostly, I grew up when you could whoop your kids. It was phasing out, I think, as I became a young adult, when you couldn't really whoop your kids. I remember getting whooped at school by teachers, by principals, by substitutes. It didn't matter. You could get a whooping. You just pop, 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 and they didn't care. And they told your parents too, and your parents like, oh, okay. So that's how it was in Louisiana. And still, I remember sending my daughters to Louisiana for a semester from Los Angeles to stay with my parents, and my mom was like, hey, I'm going to send you a form for you to sign and fill out. And the form is basically, do you want to let the school whoop your kids or not? So that was never a thing when I grew up. It was like, you send your kids to school, your kid getting a whooping if they need one. But I had to sign it. And guess what I signed, y'all? Hell no, you can't whoop my kids. So I'm of that new generation. Hell no, you ain't whooping my kids. I'll be up there in a minute. So she sent that form to me. I signed it like, nope, suspend them. Suspend them. If they cut up in school, you ain't touching my kids. Suspend them, send them home. We good. But that was never a thing. My parents never had to sign a form that I remember to say you whoop everybody whooping your kids. If your kids cut up, you getting a whooping, and that was it. And we expected a whooping when we were bad. Like, from no matter who it was, it could be somebody walking down the hallway picking up their own kids, a parent of the kids, and if you were bad and that parent saw you, you getting a slap, and it was just good. But that's in Louisiana. But anyway, so back to the topic. My first relationship, I think I was so young that I wasn't probably in the phase of like, oh, well, let me get what all I can get, or learn what I can learn. It was more so about going through it, and if it wasn't good, it wasn't good. But I do have to say that what I can say I learned is not to accept everything. That's what I have to say. And there were plenty of measures that took things that happened before where I was like, oh, you shouldn't think that. But I took all I could take until I couldn't take no more. So that will be the summary of my first marriage. It's like, take all you can take, let them beat you up. No, I didn't get beat up, no. So forgive me for saying that. Let them wear you down, like Steve Urkel said. So I want to make that clear. Let them wear you down until you can't be worn down anymore. So that is the correct word for it. Not beat up. I wasn't physically abused. I probably was emotionally, was emotionally and mentally abused, verbally abused, but I wasn't physically abused. But abuse is abuse. So didn't get beat up though, but I took all I could take. He wore me down until I was just like, I can't take no more. I'm out. So I think my lesson, so this one is kind of tricky because I wasn't in a space at that time to be like learning, maybe. I was just in a space of, this doesn't feel right. I don't want to take it anymore. I'm out. So what I learned is maybe that I don't need to take everything. And I was still a baby because I got married at 20 years old. And one of the main reason is because my parents were like, you can't be shacking up. You can't be having sex before you married. That sort of thing. And so I was like, okay, let's stop fornicating. And I got married. Okay, there we go. Lasted about 5-6 years. Then I moved on. I did have a child from that marriage. Then I moved on, got married again, had a child from that marriage. Now this one was a deeper learning for me. This is when I think the beginning of all my learning, like intentionally trying to learn, happened. Because I was like, oh, my second marriage, I'm not getting divorced. This is it. For those of us who have been married before and we're in our second or third or fourth or fifth, sixth, seventh, whatever it is, we are like, oh, this is it. We are dying together. We are committed. It's going to work out no matter what. I'm going to give all my all. I'm going to be in there, And I said all of that. And I truly love this person. Like, truly love this person. Like, I really wanted it to work out so bad. And so bad, I guess, in a sense, I was desperate for it to work out. But what does desperation say about us? And that's another topic for another video. Y'all leave it in the chat so y'all can remind me to talk about desperation, because I have so much to share on desperation and coming from a place of lack. So remind me, put it in the chat. I'm going to create that video. I was desperate for it to work out. And what that divorce taught me was to first look in the mirror. I call it the real mirror. That's one of the techniques that I teach throughout my courses, my teachings. It forced me to look in the mirror at myself. And I saw so much stuff that I was like, oh, wow, the problem is me. It's not him. I was blaming him for a majority of everything, actually all of it. Even though he walked out, etc. But he had enough of me. I was jealous. I was insecure. And that's not a good place to be in. From wherever you get it from, whatever started.
Wow.
Started that thought. However you were raised, whatever experiences you had, it all affects and contributes to what you're thinking now. So I realized that I was insecure. I would have never thought I was insecure or jealous, but I became that way, where it was always, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. And looking at myself like, what don't I have? And when you're coming from a place of what don't I have, lack, you automatically start projecting things onto others as to, and this is not justification on his part, but you start setting yourself in a mindset to automatically look with those lenses. But you start to look in those lenses, look from the lens of, what is this person doing wrong? Because I don't feel this way, so they gotta be doing this or saying this or feeling this way. That's what insecurity is, and jealousy is. And I'll talk about that because that's a really heavy and important topic to talk about, to discuss. I want to chat with you about it, jealousy and insecurity. So put that in the chat. And I won't forget those two, because I started my business on, that was not the foundation, but that was a foundational topic. Jealousy and insecurity. That's very important and powerful. It really, when we talk about trajectory, it really projects where you're headed. Really, and it's not a good place when you're dealing with insecurity and jealousy. So it taught me, in that sense, my second marriage taught me I was insecure within who I am, and I had a jealous spirit. Yeah. And if you ask me today, do I have that? No. I have worked on that. I'm comfortable. I'm confident in who I am. And it took me to go through that experience to learn about those things and to kind of self-reflect. But I just want to give you the backstory. Thank you for staying with me for all this time. If you're staying with me, put it in the comments. Say, I'm with you, girl. But moving on to the relationship that I am in now, it started off great, and we connected in a way that I never connected with someone else. It was just like fun on a whole different level. This person showed me so much that I had not been exposed to, a different element of a relationship, a new level. It was like, wow, you can actually have this in a relationship. It was just so much fun and so much laughter, so much joy, so much happiness. But as we know, relationships take work and they can be challenging. So I went through and the relationship and had these challenges, and we had a lot of challenges. And it was pretty much either the relationship worked or it didn't work. And that's the mindset I was in. Either it was perfect or it wasn't. And that's the mindset that I was in. So I judged a lot. I was like, you don't do this, you don't do this, you need to do this, you blah 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 blah, and you blah 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 and blah. That was me all day long. And I was always seeing fault in him because I was so perfect. I would break up with him left and right. I was breaking up with him like, you and I drink water. For those of you who drink water, now I know people who don't actually drink water, like my aunt and my cousin on my dad's side. They do not drink water whatsoever. Like, they get their water through whatever they eat, but they will not have a glass of water to save their lives. So for those, not excluding them, but going back to the other people, regular people who drink water, I was breaking up with him like I was picking up a glass of water and drinking it. I'm done. You know what? You can go. Like Marty. Hit the step. Hit the step. I don't know if you can see my feet. Maybe you can't, but I was giving him the boot all the time. All the time. And I knew that wasn't healthy, like, to keep going back and forth, because he was trying so hard. Like, I'm breaking up with him, but he's steady trying, steady not giving up, steady. And I was like, you know what? This is not healthy. I need to make up my mind. I need to come to a decision. But then you have somebody who tries so hard and they keep doing, they keep improving. But they're improving at a pace of a turtle. Like a turtle. And this is even going fast. Like, slow motion for me, like juvenile, like really slow motion, like that. But they're getting somewhere. I can appreciate that, and I did, and I do. But I was just breaking up all the time, and I knew that wasn't healthy for myself or for him. And I thought about that, but that didn't cause my transformation, my breakthrough. After I would say 3 years of breaking up like that, back and forth, I just asked God, what am I to get? What am I to get? I always say, what am I to get from this experience, from this relationship? I know that this is not here for me just to walk past it and not learn anything. What is it? And what I got was, work on you, me, work on me. And I did that, and I keep talking about these liberating moments, but they are so liberating. And that was such a freeing moment. All the things that he did that drove me crazy, Now I just see, because who am I to say what's good or not good for him? That's his life, not mine. So I started only focusing on my life and what I can do for myself, making sure that I'm supplying my happiness. I am getting that from within. All the joy, all the love, everything that I needed. Sorry. Still sick. But all the joy, all of that I needed, that I got it from me, from within. And I experienced it from within. And I have to tell you that that is the most liberating experience that I've ever felt. Like now, because of that, letting go, and I have to say, letting go, relinquishing control over someone else's life, which we're not called to control everybody's life. We're not called to be the puppeteer. Is that right? Yeah. Called to be that over someone else's life. We're not called to control someone else's life. When we do that, we're out of alignment with who we are. When we do that, we're not walking our path. We're trying to focus on someone else's path so bad that we're misstepping in our own path. We're stepping in the mud, we're sliding, we're doing the Chinese split, hurting ourselves, breaking our legs, spraining muscles, getting Charlie horses, all of that. We're doing all of that. But when we take the focus off of this and say, hey, do you want to come along with me for this journey? They're in their lane, I'm in my lane, and I'm walking right here. That's how we're supposed to be. Like, oh, this is so nice. We're walking together. You add happiness to my life. You add value. But if you weren't here, guess what? The value and the happiness is here. And I know that was kind of corny, but this is how we're supposed to be. But when we misstep, we're trying to control the narrative and the outcome. That's not who we are to be. That's not our purpose. That's no one's purpose. We're supposed to trust that everything is to work out. We're supposed to look within for everything that we need. If someone comes along, something comes along, it's added. It's bonus. It's benefits. So just think about, I don't know how to say it, but a game of Mario, Nintendo, where Mario, Luigi, or Mushroom, they're walking, and then they see one of the blocks, and they see the blocks, but they're going on their journey, trying to fight their struggle. Then they like, then they get a mushroom. They get some coins. They get a flower that spits fire. Whatever it is, they get a star, and they can go. This is how life is supposed to be. We don't supposed to be like, oh, you need to do this for me. You need to blah, blah, blah. You need to, like an option.
Yeah. Don't you have to save that money?
It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like, oh, hi, let's go. Get your mushroom, like Sonic, all of those Sega Genesis, slide down that hole, click on those things, get the coins that you need, speed up, whatever you gotta do. Tails is supposed to be your partner to help you to advance, to make you to add, really is what I'm trying to say, but not to give you everything you need. Sonic already had everything that he needed, but it's great with somebody else to help you along the way. This is how relationships are supposed to be. So I learned that. This person is beautiful. But I couldn't see that because I was so focused on what this person didn't have, didn't do, didn't say. And now I can really see the beauty in it because I focused on myself and I relinquished control over trying to control somebody else's life. I don't need to be the Wicked Witch of the West. Even though we watched the movie, the recent one that came out, and we realized she really not wicked. That's how she has that name, but is she really wicked? According to the movie that we just saw that came out last year, I don't think so. But we don't really need to be that wicked witch. We need to be support and help, like someone who comes along, takes your hand, and you walk through the journey together, not criticizing and making somebody and molding somebody into who we need to. When we do that, we're saying we're God, and we're the shapers, the creators, and the molders, and we're not. We need to allow that person to be, and we need to focus on who we are. So I focused on who I was and provided those things for me. And so now I am in a beautiful space that I can respect. That's what I wanted to say. That's why I would say respect that I can respect, and I can cherish, and that's like my sister's name, Charis. I can cherish and admire. And when you do all of that, your body automatically aligns with that. Your emotions, your bodily fluids get to going, and all of that, if you know what I mean. So tap into that space of making yourself happy. Don't wait for someone else to make you happy. There was a lesson for me to learn in this relationship, and it is to worry about me. Make my own self happy. Do whatever it is that fulfills me, and not expect that from my partner, but let my partner go along for the journey where we can align in that space where we meet. That is where we need to be. Every relationship is beautiful. No matter if it's a romantic or not, it's a family relationship, it's a friendship. Learn. There is something for us to learn in every experience. Do not discard it. Do not take it for granted. If you are where you are right now, ask yourself, why am I here right now? What is it that I am to get right now? What is it that I am to learn right now? And don't allow me to leave or move forward. No, we should move forward, but do not, in the sense of, do not let me skip over my lesson. That's what I mean. Do not allow me to skip my lesson. Allow me to receive it. I open my arms, I open my heart, and I am here to gather all of that. And I can say that I'm truly in a space of happiness, and now I'm just choosing to learn from this. So my challenge for you today is to ask yourself, where are you on this journey? Are you so much criticizing the other person, whether it's romantic, friendship, family, or not? But what can you learn from this experience? If you are unhappy right now, you have a lot of criticism going out. You have a lot of things that you can say and you need to say. Don't say it, but ask yourself, what am I to learn right now? What can I do for me right now? What can I get from this? And it will change your life. It will really change your life. And so we're going to do a toast to your life changing, to self-reflection, to not criticizing others, but looking within to see what you can learn, to realizing the beauty of where you are now. Cheers to getting what you need and supplying what you need. Cheers to any addition that's coming along on your journey, and that you will learn every lesson that you need to learn from this and that experience. Cheers.